how to short the market even when the trend is showing up. Yes, you're hearing this correctly. But I think today the key topic that I'm going to discuss will be the common mistake made using trendline. So the framework of what our discussion today, there are four keys. And the first key is that I'm going to discuss about the two rules to draw an uptrend line. And I'm going to demonstrate applying the two rules to identify the primary and the secondary uptrend line. Then, of course, we're going to discuss about the common mistake made using trend line. And last of all, we're going to discuss about where is the trend right now for NASDAQ. And for this example, I'm using the mini NASDAQ, E-mini NASDAQ from CME. Now, let's go. The first rule is that, or rather the first point here is that what are the two rules to draw an uptrend line? Number one is that we try to identify all the significant lows. Now, we got to identify at least 3 lows, if not more. Now, after that, we're going to connect all the lows or connect the dots and find the best fit. Now, let me just give a demonstration on the primary and the secondary uptrend line on this NASDAQ monthly chart. And then after that, we're going to go into the shorter time frame. And you're able to see that we apply the same principle even to the shorter time frame. It works for the minutes charts as well. Now, let's look at the NASDAQ right now on the monthly chart. And we could see that the bull market start forming about 2009. And what are the first rules to identify the uptrend is to identify all the significant lows. 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe. Now, I think the real work starts from the first point, maybe this low. Now, we got to connect all the significant lows. Then after that, we try to find the best fit, the rule number 2. Now, as I move along this trend line, even up here, now I try to find the best fit. And it seems like this is pretty good to me. And I'll just stop it here. Now, this became the primary uptrend line for NASDAQ on the monthly chart. Now, let's go into the secondary uptrend line here. Now, I could see that perhaps this is point number 1, number 2, and number 3. And the fun going to begin very soon. That to identify the secondary uptrend line. Now, rule number 1 is that we try to look for the significant lows. And number 2 is to find the best fit. And this one looks great to me. Now, remember the rule number 1 is that these are significant lows and they bounce up, significant lows and they bounce up. And that's how we identify all these significant lows. And the secondary line is, it looks good to me as an uptrend line here. Now, let's go to point number 3, that what are the common mistakes made using this uptrend line method. Now, of course, when we analyze in a monthly chart perspective, I would say that you're an investor. Yeah, that's how we do that. Now, say for example, if you have a position that you long at about 16,000, and of course, before that, you may have already drawn all this primary and secondary uptrend line. Now, if you have long 16,000, if you're going to analyze the market right now, you say that, wow, the whole general trend is the uptrend. Now, then can I say that this is a very self-denial thinking, that you're in a self-denial state, that you long at 16,000. If the market ever retrace down to about 9,000, as we could see about here, or even about close to about 7,000, that you could have lost more. You could have lost more than 40%. I think that is absolutely not the right way to apply trend line. You are in a self-denial state. Now, let me just look at it in a different perspective here, is that could we be a little bit more sensitive to look out for secondary uptrend line number 2? Now, say for example, this is a secondary uptrend line number 1. Now, so be as generous as you could. But when I say generous, it does not mean that we are going to be casual. If only we can spot something meaningful and we can construct and secondary uptrend line number 2. And that's what I see in before year 2022, between 21 and 2020 and 21, was that could you identify a secondary line, uptrend line number 2? I could see number 1 point, number 2, number 3, number 4, and it kind of joined really well together, and I tried to find the best fit. Now, of course, on this perspective, we will not be able to see much of it, but let me just move into the daily chart perspective. And we could see that here. Let me just squeeze in a little bit here then. Now, all these are the significant lows. Remember rule number 1's significant lows, we join all of them together and we've tried to find the best fit. And in this case, I don't have to adjust that because it's already in the best fit. Now, you may be confused right now because, so where is my standing? So if this is primary uptrend line, secondary uptrend line number 2, and secondary uptrend line number 2, secondary uptrend line number 1, and secondary uptrend line number 2. So what is it all about? Now, we have to understand that is that now we are looking on the daily chart perspective. Now, this became my primary uptrend line. Now, we have to be very sensitive, even as an investor, that we do not just look at the monthly chart. We got to play around with different time frame. Now, then, I have two portfolio between investing and trading. Definitely, I enjoy trading a lot. It keeps my mind really active. And I could see that this is a very solid uptrend line before year 2022. Now, with all these fundamental developments that we are well aware of what's happening right now, or even before that. Now, looking at this uptrend line, it was a very solid one. Now, crossing year 2022, you have crossed below. And it kind of gives me a confirmation that this uptrend line was broken. Now, before year 2022, as a trader with all this analysis, primary, secondary 1, secondary 2 uptrend line, my focus was really simple back then before year 2022, since the uptrend line in every aspect was up. The mandate will be the focus, and the mandate will be I continuously and constantly looking out for opportunity to buy on dips. But something have changed after the cross of year 2022. Now, this primary uptrend line on the daily chart, if it has crossed below this uptrend line support very clearly, and moving forward today as a trader, my mandate, my strategy is to sell into strength because the whole market have changed. And that's what the topic today here is all about. Continue to explore this topic with these related videos and register for these webinars as well. Follow my Facebook page for my daily market insights. To be updated with my latest video, subscribe to my channel and remember to turn on the notification bell. See you again very, very, very soon.